Jessica. Keep it going until she gets here. Hi, Jessica.
So low. So low. Yeah, it's good. I'm sure. Okay. A few years ago, I decided to hike the John Muir Trail, which is 220 miles of scenic, rugged, remote beauty between Yosemite Valley and Mount Whitney. When I hatch this plan, I give my mom a call and tell her about it, and she responds like any supportive parent would. 3 weeks in the remote wilderness with no cell phone service? Can't you just go to Italy, Jessica? But my mind was made up. But I knew who would be really excited for me. My mom's mom, my grandma Marilyn, who was a wild woman in her time. She had whitewater rafted in the Grand Canyon and had lived in a remote cabin in Sedona and had even learned how to fly planes. And I knew that she would really understand this desire that I had to do this wild and free adventure. But not long after that, my grandma ended up in the hospital. She went in for a UTI, and that's not a big deal, right? She's fine, she's strong, she's gonna get out. I gave her a call, and when I was talking to her on the phone, she said, "I love you so much, kiddo." She always used to call me kiddo, even as an adult. She would pass away that night, and I never got to see her in person again. A few months go by, and I'm in the throes of planning my trip, and I talked to my mom again, and I asked her if she would be okay with sending me some of my grandma's ashes to spread along the trail, so she could be a part of this meaningful journey with me in spirit. So my mom agrees, and she sends some of my grandma's ashes to a remote resupply point that I'll reach about halfway through my trip. And it is so far in the middle of the wilderness that it takes a combination of ATV, boat, and pack mule to get there. So basically, the backcountry equivalent of planes, trains, and automobiles. I roll into this resupply point 2 weeks into my trip, and I am haggard by this point. It is one of the most incredible but difficult things I've ever done every single day, putting on a 45-pound pack, hiking 10 miles up and down a mountain. And at this point, my blisters have blisters, but my enthusiasm is so high because today I'm going to be reunited with my Marilyn. So I saunter into the mailroom, and my enthusiasm breaks when the attendant tells me that he cannot find my package. And he suggests maybe my mom just didn't send it in time because, by the way, pack mules don't go that fast. Maybe a little faster than me, but not very fast. I'm devastated because this is the only night I'm going to be here. I'm not going to be back. And if the package shows up at all, there's a chance that they might not even forward it to me, and I might not get her ashes at all. So that night I go to bed, I'm despondent, and I have a really, really vivid dream. And in my dream, my grandma comes to me and gives me a huge hug, and she says, "I am so proud of you, kiddo." I wake up the next morning and I'm sobbing. And listen, I'm under no illusion that this is an Amazon warehouse. There's no way this package came in overnight, but I cannot leave camp without checking one last time. So I go to the mailroom, and it's before it opens, so there's no attendant there. So I start rifling through the packages myself, and I find it. I know. To this day, I still think it's a miracle, and I am certain that Marilyn did not want to miss out on this epic adventure. So I'm walking and walking and walking, going through some of the most scenic countryside you can imagine, just huge granite peaks and beautiful alpine lakes, and nothing is good enough for my Marilyn. I already lost her. I came very close to losing the remnants of her corporal form, and I can't part with it. But a few days go by, and I finally end up at this lake called the Palisades Lake, and I think this is perfect because my grandpa was named Paul, and my mom, the youngest of their 4 kids, is Paula. When you have that many kids, you just don't care about creative names. You name them and you move on, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm unilaterally renaming these the Palisades Lake. This is where I'm going to spread the ashes. So I take out the ashes. My grandma is in 3 Ziploc bags, not sandwich, snacker bags, small bags. And it's so ridiculous, right? Like, this woman was larger than life, and now she's in like a small Ziploc that you give to your kids when they go to lunch. Anyway, so I open the bag, and I have this like grand idea that I'm at this lake, and I'm going to spread her ashes, and it's going to be beautiful in this romantic gesture. And just as I go to spread her ashes, the wind stops, completely stops. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you what happens next, which is my grandma's ashes come straight back into me. They land in my hair and in my nose. I'm huffing my grandmother. This is practically elder abuse at this point. They're in my leggings and my long johns and on my boots, and then I start crying, and then she's mixing with my tears, and I'm like, it was not supposed to be like this. I'm so disappointed. But then I start laughing because I think, wow, like I didn't want to lose her, but I think that this is her way of showing that she wasn't ready to lose me yet. And so I think that the people that we love are never really lost. They live on within our memories and in our hearts, and in my case, both of my lungs. Thank you.
Jessica. Keep it going for Jessica.